All right, let's take a quick look. So yesterday I finally put the baseboard back down. Actually just used some caulk to seam these gaps. So these gaps right here. And then I also use my hole saw to create an axis right here for this cord to come up through. I'm gonna still have to drill through the 2x4 that's gonna be here, the 2x4 plate. So I'll drill another hole, and that should be enough for it to come up through. Put some tape over it so it doesn't fill up if it rains. Granted, this tape is no longer sticking, so we'll just rest it right there. Doesn't matter if it fills up, it's not that serious. So I only got 3 walls up. As you can see, I just kind of have it held up there with a little piece right there, just so I can eventually just hold it together, and eventually I'll tie it in with a full length 16-foot 2x4. So I'm gonna tie these walls to the sides, and then I'll tie all the side walls together. Because it's so tall, I didn't really use the siding as design, and as you can see, I have a gap right here because it's so tall. I wanted to just have a like double studs at these corners, and partially because you can see the fence back there. It's not much access. So I got this wall piece right here, but this is the width that I have. So I might be able to slide back there, but I didn't want to have to do too much work back there. I even had to trim one of the branches back, and in fact I might cut this one off, so I don't have to worry about leaves and stuff, filling up back here. There'll still be leaves, but that's the main reason I went, and I just did it as flush with the ends. But because the board is slightly warped, it looks like I'm gonna have to use some bolts to pull this tight together. So I did pick up some bolts to lock it in. Right now I just have some screws, some 3-inch screws. I actually want to get 4-inch screws and a couple lag bolts. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just get a couple lag bolts, and I'll just drill into the subfloor, or bolt it to the subfloor. But right now it's 3-inch screws. And then I have a couple 3-inch screws that are placed right here. I didn't put too many in. I just put enough to just lock it in place. In fact, right in this corner was pretty interesting, trying to get it all up. Especially the top was slightly off, and as you can see, there's a gap right there. But I'm gonna use trim and stuff on the exterior at all these joints. I'm gonna put trim and caulk in there, like trim and caulking. So all these like joints where it's gonna be, the walls are gonna meet, I'm gonna put some trim and exterior trim and caulking. So I had to use a ratcheting strap to get this thing to just kind of tighten up, for me to just get that little piece of board on there for it to hold. So that's where I'm at with this. One thing I wish I had done was, because I had to put a drain in here, I had to remove those pylons I had driven into the soil. And I wish what I had done, I thought about, was use some angle brackets or something to put on the opposite side of the base, and secure it to the wood, and then secure it to the sidewalk here, using Tapcon screws. But I didn't think about that. I can still do it on the exterior portion of it. It's just not gonna look as clean. So I might put a couple on there just to, because the last set of anchors are on the center or the back. There's really none on the front, because you got a drain and then you got the concrete. So I'm just gonna I might end up putting a angle bracket right here, right here to down here and drill in. So, you know, because this thing is so tall and high winds or anything, I wouldn't want this thing tipping from the front potentially. I want to have maximum vertical restraint, and that's something I should have put on the inside. In theory, I could probably get away with taking this back up and putting one right here, but at this point, I'm over that whole process of removing and, you know, whatever. So I'll probably just end up doing it on the outside. Just 1 or 2 angle brackets just to hold it down, and that will be that. So I got these braces installed just for added overnight security, and as you can see, it's pretty sturdy so far, but that's with these braces on there. So so I got another wall right here. I got number 6, I got number 7. I'll do those, and then I'll come over here and I'll install number 1, number 2, number 3. This is where the doorway is going to be, and that's actually number 2. Actually, that's number 3. Sorry. So that's the doorway. It's going to be somewhere right here. And the only reason that doorway is right here is because that door swings that way, that door swings this way. So kind of wanted to just get it out of the way as much as I can, away from these doors. Originally, I was going to put it dead center, but it's going to be over here. Definitely looking smaller as the walls are starting to close in. You know, obviously, not quite 2 inches, but 2 by 4. It's going to be slightly narrow, but that's where I'm going with the height. And I'll just build shells on one side, probably the back wall, build shells on the back wall, and the smaller stuff that I have that I don't necessarily need on a regular basis, I'll just put them up top, like smaller light stuff. And I'll have, well, this ladder is a bit heavy, but I got a smaller ladder, extension ladder that I can use to access stuff up high. Is it gonna work for everyone? Especially, say, a new homeowner that buys this house eventually? I don't know, but for me, it will work. As you can see, I use some boards to kind of tie in the full length of sheet in, exterior sheet in, with the panel I cut off. And I made a mistake because, well, up top I left a little bit, which is more than I need, just so I can have the top plate. But I think the next couple ones don't even have that excess piece because I had cut it flush with the top, not even thinking about it. So I have a plan that I'm going to fix that and how I'm going to fix it. But yeah, the walls are going up. The walls are painted. I mean, you can see my neighbor's shed, but the walls are painted, so I don't have to worry about doing that. And you can see that the joint right there is caulked. I'll still be able to go around here. I might be able to get on top of this fence plate and put like a strip of whatever across and caulk it more, but overall that should shed a lot of water. Should be no issues. And I think if I definitely need to come back here, I can squeeze back here to clean out leaves or something, or I can get a long pole with a small cut-off rake or something and make it work. Just so I don't have a lot of leaves building up back there. You know, otherwise, the downspout should work perfectly right here in the corner. And this little entryway might get a little bit tight based on how everything else is looking when you put the lumbers in place, but this is just for my ladder anyway. Yeah, you can see where I had to cut down that. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to cut that off. I mean, the tree's not on my property, but it's coming over and infringing on what I'm building on, so not an issue. But yeah, all in all, I'm not sure if my neighbors can really see it. I'm pretty sure a couple have seen it, and they're probably like wondering what the hell is going on. But this is at the side of my property, and it's painted. It's painted, so it's not all an eyesore. But yeah, finished getting the walls up, locking them in, and then putting the roof on. Already have the roofing material and all that stuff. And then once all the walls are together, I can, put some extra lag bolts and, into the frame to hold it all secure. Put the roof on, the gutters on, the fascia, all that stuff I'm gonna do. Yeah, it should be good. With the limited space I have on the back, I'm probably gonna have to build the fascia without the roof first, and then put the roof on, if that makes sense. Well, put the sheeting on last. So I'm gonna have to work backwards slightly because of the tight space I have, but I will. And then for like these corners that there's like no space, I'm gonna replace the fence, and I'll probably just end up replacing this side first. So I'll take it down, and then I'll be able to access that corner and this corner, and I'll be able to squeeze behind there and get that last bit. So it's just some little awkward positions, but that's why I wanted to build these walls and paint them on the ground. This A-frame ladder comes in super handy, just tall enough to get all the way up there. So yeah, just wanted to do a quick video. And then the drain, like I said, has been working out great. The soil is actually, the soil that I removed and I had to level out right here, it actually creates like a little runoff. And now I just need to put some I just need to finish some gravel. And I noticed this is blocked, so I'm gonna have to remove it and like clean it out, because that's like contributing to the water spilling over and building up. But yeah, all in all, I'd say minus the thing that I thought about just now, about the angle bracket, that's the only thing that I really need to do. And in fact, honestly, the fact that I thought about it, it would be beneficial to put at least one on the inside right here. So, I mean, it's just a caulk and a couple screws. So now that I've thought about it, I can just remove that again. Obviously, yeah, just remove those pieces, slide it back. Actually, I would have to remove this because there's a screw right in that corner. So yeah, probably not worth it at this point. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put the little angle brackets on the outside. And yeah, it should be fine. Slightly a little cosmetic difference, but yeah, it'll be good. That's the easiest thing to do. But yeah, super happy with how this is turning out. Really massive shed, but like I said, I'm not gonna be building brackets, but I'll just buy the brackets from Home Depot, span a couple of them across, a couple shelves, tall vertical shelves, and I got a couple sheets of ply I'm just gonna rip down and then set it on top, tack it into the brackets, and yeah, I'll be able to store all the small stuff up top, and then all the big stuff, table saw, miter saw, what have you, it's just going to be on the floor. And most of those have wheels, so I can just move them if I need to. It's just a storage shed, so just to not put a lot of extra stuff in the garage. So yeah, anyway, like I always say, like and I hate the thing.